once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
Jake Paul is back at it, pulling another stunt to keep himself in the limelight. This time, he's throwing down a challenge to Conor McGregor, aiming for a showdown in May of next year. Paul shared a video mocking McGregor, but let's be real, his tactics are as transparent as his boxing skill set. He's clearly targeting fading legends to inflate his so-called legacy. After dragging Mike Tyson, who's old enough to be his dad, into the ring, Paul now wants to take on McGregor, a man who hasn't had a meaningful win in years.
Jake Paul made the call-out video. He disrespected Conor McGregor.
Naturally, Jake isn't interested in fighting anyone in their prime. Why risk losing to a serious threat when he can carefully select opponents who are clearly past their best? It's honestly embarrassing. If Jake really wanted to prove his worth, why not square up with someone his own age and physical level? But that wouldn't suit the story he's trying to sell, would it? Just another day, another desperate grab at relevance by the internet's least admired boxer. Jake wants to fight Conor McGregor, yes, the same Conor McGregor who hasn't had a single win since 2021 and whose reputation is as unstable as his leg after getting dismantled by Poirier. Jake, in his boundless wisdom and humility, cue the sarcasm, broke the news as though he were announcing a cure for world hunger. The sheer arrogance of him acting like he's doing McGregor a favor is genuinely staggering. Reportedly, the bout is slated to take place in India in 2025, because of course. Let's throw in a far-flung location to make this circus even more ridiculous. Jake's ego, much like his boxing career, feeds on spectacle. And this? This is just his newest trick to stay plastered across
Jake Paul, training with professional boxers, essentially being a professional boxer, but getting in the ring with non-boxers or geriatrics. He's not doing.
Then you've got ESPN's Sal Vendor, the journalist who tossed gasoline on the fire with one tweet that blew up social media. He claimed the Jake Paul vs. Conor McGregor match is being eyed for July, August, or September 2025, and, naturally, it's all happening in India. Because why wouldn't it? Apparently, an absurd matchup isn't complete without a far-off date and a dramatic foreign backdrop to distract from how pointless it all is. Salander's post lit Twitter up like a holiday tree. Fans, haters, and members all jumped in. Likes, shares, memes, you name it, the internet didn't hold back. The genius or madness of Salander's tweet lies in the fact that it confirms nothing, yet manages to keep the chatter alive. Whether he's a mastermind or just a chaos merchant is up for debate, but one thing's certain, he's succeeded in keeping Jake Paul in the news cycle, which is clearly Jake's entire goal. This isn't about the sport, it's about the spotlight, and Jake knows precisely how to hog it. But hold on a moment. Let's not forget Jake's recent victory over Mike Tyson. Oh yes, Jake stepped in the ring with a 58-year-old man and acted like he just unified all the belts. The fight ended in a unanimous decision in Jake's favor, hardly shocking given Tyson's age. Still, that didn't stop Jake from parading around like the second coming of Sugar Ray Leonard. Delusion? Jake wrote the book on it. His game plan for the Tyson match was straightforward: survive without getting dropped by a man who qualifies for senior benefits, and then flex for the cameras. Naturally, every second of his intense training was on full display, because what is Jake Paul without an overhyped montage? Push-ups, mid-work, mirror selfies, his crew filmed every second. And what was the final product? A forgettable fight where even Tyson's age-weakened blows couldn't spark excitement. The critics weren't just underwhelmed, they were disgusted. If Jake Paul has a superpower, it's turning mediocrity into performance art. And now we circle back to this McGregor saga. Jake's pitch reeks of desperation. He's well aware that McGregor isn't the same force he once was, but that's Jake's whole tactic, hunting down faded stars who pose minimal threat. For McGregor, this isn't about boxing, it's about padding his bank account. What else does he have lined up? His whiskey business? Recycled trash talk? Jake.
Why doesn't he just get in the ring?
He's on Twitter, he's on his yacht, he's on cocaine, but he's not in the ring with me.
From a financial standpoint, the fight adds up, and that's really the only reason it's even on the table. Jake Paul's entire blueprint revolves around converting controversy into cash. The bigger the name, the louder the buzz, and Jake plays the tune better than most. But let's not kid ourselves, this has nothing to do with boxing ambition. Jake Paul's idea of a boxing career is built around circling aging legends and dodging real contenders. Conor McGregor, once the unrivaled superstar of the UFC, is now clinging to what's left of his stardom, teetering on the edge of irrelevance. This is the same McGregor who once sent shockwaves through the sport with his fists and captivated millions with his Irish bravado. These days, you're more likely to see him hawking whiskey or firing off some cringe-inducing tweets than preparing for a serious fight. Let's not forget, his last significant moment in the cage was when he shattered his leg against Dustin Poirier in 2021.
Conor McGregor just tweeted at me because of this interview.
He has to get active again. You know, who knows when that's going to happen.
These are his tweets, and here's my response. Conor. You're more active on Twitter than you are in the octagon. Stop taking Trenbolone and start taking fights. You're more actively cheating on your wife than you are in the octagon. Your priorities are mixed up. Put down the bottle and get back to fighting. You haven't won a fight in 5 fucking years, and the last time you did was against Cowboy Cerrone, who hasn't won a fight against anyone since fighting you. I'm a nobody, you say in this tweet. Well, yeah, you're right. I'm just a fucking kid from Ohio. I really am a nobody, but this is where you fought your 6th fight.
There's literally 2 people in the crowd.
And this is where I'm going to be fighting my 6th fight. Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing. August 6th. I know you'll be watching, kiddo.
Jump ahead to the present, and McGregor's so-called return to fighting doesn't involve the UFC, it's exhibition bouts. Let's break that down, low-risk fights with high payouts that leave his legacy untouched. It's like he's playing tag with his reputation, ducking meaningful opponents while collecting massive checks. Enter Jake Paul, the YouTube personality turned boxer, who somehow manages to make McGregor look like the class act in comparison. Jake, ever the tireless chaser of relevance, publicly challenged McGregor, and what was Conor's response? Complete silence. Not a tweet. Not a sarcastic story. Not even a meme. It's almost as though even McGregor realizes how ridiculous this matchup would be, or maybe he's simply busy scripting his next whiskey campaign. If Conor does accept the challenge, it's a lose-lose proposition. Sure, it's another massive payday, but at what price? If he loses to Jake Paul, that might just be the final blow to whatever remains of his combat sports legacy. But if he turns it down, he sidesteps the chaos but also gives up one of the last few chances he has to stay culturally relevant. Either way, the once-feared McGregor is now best known for courtroom drama and cheat.
Look, Conor is not what he once was. And so even beating him, it still looks good on somebody's resume.
Let's get into what this fight would actually represent for the combat sports world. Spoiler alert, not much. It's all hype over substance, circus over sport. Hardcore boxing fans will groan, MMA loyalists will roll their eyes, and casual viewers will tune in purely for the memes, not the fight technique. Jake Paul has no interest in legitimacy, his interest lies entirely in profitability. As for McGregor, it's just another excuse to steer clear of the octagon while collecting a monstrous payday. The match itself? Just a glorified sparring match dressed in the costume of a career-defining event. Jake's so-called boxing career thrives on stunts like this. He recently made headlines by declaring his retirement from influencer boxing, whatever that's supposed to mean, and insisted he's now focused on being a professional fighter. But let's be honest, calling Jake Paul a professional boxer is like calling someone an astronaut for owning a telescope. His brand is built on spectacle, conflict, and calculated absurdity. This fight isn't about legacy or skill.
Make no mistake, it will be a trilogy fight down the line. It won't be straight away, but we will do it 3 times, 100%.
And so, here we are watching this absurdity unfold in real time. McGregor, once a fearsome combat icon, now seems like a faint echo of who he used to be. Jake Paul, a walking internet meme, continues to thrive on the chaos he manufactures. Add and sell vendor, stoking the fire just enough to keep the drama on life support, and the circus rolls on. Whether the bout happens or not, the damage is already done. Boxing, MMA, and fans of real sportsmanship are the ones who lose, while Jake Paul grins his way to another bank deposit. To him, this has never been about combat, it's always been about the spotlight. And he knows exactly how to keep it on him. Yet here we are, witnessing the train wreck in slow motion. Jake Paul, who's perfected the art of being insufferable, is selling us on a fight no one asked for, but let's be honest, everyone will probably watch just to see the disaster unfold. Whether it materializes or not, one thing's for sure.
Conor McGregor calls out Jake Paul for the next boxing fight. Here it is.
Make a new name for yourself. Look at what has happened to Michael Perry. You know, one of our big stars here, the king of violence, he titles himself. And you know, he's had such a rise in the sport. Now he's up against you know, a little dweeb of a thing in a fight this weekend that we're all rooting for him.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this fight breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Fightcore for more powerful boxing updates. Stay tuned for the next round.